Hello and welcome to another adventure here on my channel. Today I'm going to be talking about the best makeup I tried in 2021. I originally thought I was going to do this video as like a top 10 list, but then I realized I just really want to share all my favorites with you from this year. And after I got everything out that I wanted to include, there was only 12 products anyway, so it's not like I'm going to be sitting here talking forever, though I might just because I love geeking about makeup. So this is going to be top 12 instead of top 10. Most of these were new to the market in 2021, though there were a few that are just new to me, but either way, this is the best of everything that I tried in 2021, and I'm really excited to share these products with you. If you've been watching my channel for a long time, I don't think any of these are really going to be surprises because they are what I have just been loving all freaking year. For the most part, some of these are later additions to my collection, but still really good, and they're all well tested. So with that, let's go ahead and dive on in. I'm gonna start with lip products, then I'm gonna do cheek products, and then I'm gonna do eye products and save the eyeshadow palettes for last. So with that, I think I'm gonna start with something that I am very late to the party falling in love with, and that is MAC lipsticks. Now, for a long time, I have kind of made fun of MAC. I was like, who buys MAC anymore? Why would they buy MAC? MAC is so boring. But then, I don't know what happened, but MAC suddenly just kind of stepped up their game and put out a few interesting collections in a row, and suddenly I was like, okay, MAC, I'm interested. I might want to try some stuff out. And then when I was at Marshall's, I found this lipstick in the shade Russian Red, and I was like, you know what? It was like $7. I'm gonna give it a try. I'm gonna see what the hype is about. And yeah, this lipstick is absolutely phenomenal. I'm not sure like what formula it is. It's their matte lipstick, so it's just their regular matte lipstick. It is so good. This lasts on my lips so well. It's opaque, it's smooth. It is just genuinely an all-around, absolutely beautiful bullet lipstick formula, and I am so glad I tried that. So when MAC came out with their Viva Glam collection this year, and I saw this gorgeous yellow lipstick, I went ahead and took the plunge and bought this for myself. This is what I'm wearing today, as you can tell. I love it. I love it so much. This is not their matte one. This is their frost lipstick, and this is meant to be a mixer, so you can put it on top of something else if you want that product to be more yellow toned. If you want something to pull more yellow or warm toned if it's too cool. It's kind of meant to go on top of red lipsticks because this collection had like a red lipstick, a blue lipstick, and then a yellow lipstick. They were all the primary colors, so you can mix them with your lipsticks. But personally, I like wearing it on its own. I am just wearing a lip liner, but I love a statement lip. I love yellow in makeup. Like, this is just an absolute treasure to me. I know it's more recent in my collection to be in this video, but I love it so much. I have worn it several times already. It is the perfect statement lipstick to me because from far away, it kind of looks just like a really nude lip on me, but when you get closer, you're like, oh, yellow lipstick, that's fun. It is more sheer and buildable because it is supposed to be a mixer, but wearing it on its own, it's beautiful as well. So these two definitely favorites this year, and I can see myself buying more MAC in the future. And that's something I really never thought I would say, but here we are. I just noticed that I have a bullet lipstick formula, a liquid lipstick formula, and then a lip gloss formula. I did not do that on purpose, but the liquid lipstick formula that really impressed me this year is the NYX Lip Lingerie XXL. These are so good. As you can see, I bought multiple colors. I started with the shade Expose Me, and I liked it so much, I picked up the other two. Oh my gosh, again, this shade, Statement Lipstick, it's the shade Knockout. I love it so much. This shade lets me live my Electra Heart fantasy. Like, I love this so much, but I also really love the nudes. These very much are those dry down, will not move, will not budge type of liquid lipsticks, but that's what I like personally in a liquid lipstick. I know other people have said they find this formula drying, but I just find I don't really have any problems with dryness with liquid lipsticks. They never really bother me. So if you are sensitive to dryness when it comes to liquid lipsticks, these might not be for you, but if you really don't mind it and you just want something that stays on your lips, these are fantastic. But I also love that these are amazing liquid blushes, especially this shade. No, it is the shade Expose Me. This shade Expose Me, gorgeous, gorgeous liquid blush. I've been wearing these so much as like a cheek and lip combo, so it's monochromatic and just absolutely phenomenal formula for that, though it is pigmented. If you use these as a blush, one little dot, it is more than enough to blend out. I cannot do like a subtle blush look with these. I have to be committed to the blush. But if that's what you're looking for, absolutely phenomenal, great product. I love them so, so much, and I love that they're multi-purpose for me. And then the lip gloss I really fell in love with this year was the Hydra Bomb Lip Gloss by Revolution. There is actually a lot of Revolution products in this video, and I'm okay with that because they are one of my favorite brands for a reason. One of my friends actually bought me this. It's the shade Faux, and I'm not usually super in love with like high pigment glosses, but this one was just so comfortable, so wonderful, and it was sticky in that it was stuck to my lips, but not so sticky that I like had hair getting caught in it and all of that. It was just a really, really great gloss, even though I don't usually like this type of formula. So I went ahead and bought the shade Element, which is just the clear gloss for me, and I love it. I think this is it one of the best? Or is it the absolute best? I'm trying to decide if I like this formula more than the Tower 28 ones or equally. I'm not sure, but this is at least tied for my favorite lip gloss formula, and it is way cheaper than the Tower 28 ones, and there is also more colors. So I really like this formula. I think if you are looking for a good moisturizing, hydrating gloss that looks super shiny on the lips, feels like it's not gonna budge, and it really doesn't, like it stays on your lips where you put it, then this is a great gloss. I cannot recommend it enough. And if I remember correctly, these are only like $6 a piece, I think. And now moving on to cheek products. I'm gonna start by talking about the Colourpop blush stick in the shade Cottage Life. Yeah, Cottage Life. Mine, like all the writing has come off the packaging because I've just used this so freaking much. These blush sticks are my favorite cream cheek formula. I have tried other cream cheek formulas, but I just keep coming back to this one over and over and over again. And this shade in particular is gorgeous. It is perfection. It is probably my favorite makeup product that I have tried this year. Like if I had to pick a number one out of this whole video, this would be it for sure, just because it is my most used makeup product besides those like foundation, concealer, brow products, like the things I don't really change and just do the same every day. Obviously those are my most used, but when it comes to cheek products, eyeshadow, lip products, the things I change on a daily basis, this is my most worn product because it's perfect for days when I want to wear makeup, but I don't really feel like doing my full makeup, but it also looks beautiful with a full face. I'm wearing it today with a little bit of a different powder blush that I'll talk about layered on top, but it is just such a beautiful shade. And on those days when I don't really feel like doing a lot of makeup, this is the perfect color because it's a warm neutrally shade, so it works as sort of a blush bronzer hybrid almost, and it blends out beautifully, super easy to use. I just warm it up on my finger a little bit and then go right in with the stick. I do find I need to warm it up on my finger or it isn't as creamy going on, but I really don't mind that because the formula is just so good. So absolutely love this product in particular. Though another cream cheek formula that I've really fallen in love with this year is the e.l.f. Putty Blushes. I have 3 of them. I started with one and then I loved it so much that I got another color, and I loved it so much that I got another color. These are just phenomenal. I was wearing these so much this summer. These are just so good if I just want to dip my brush in and go right onto my cheek. I don't really paint them on or have to warm them up with my finger. I just dip right in and go on the cheek, and it's beautiful. They're also very nice simple washes of color for the eyelids or good lipsticks as well. So they are a really good multi-purpose type of cream product for me. And when I want to go for a very monochromatic type of look that isn't too much fuss, that is just simple, throw it on and go type of makeup, these are fantastic. Or again, if I'm doing a full face, they look beautiful for that as well. My only gripe with these is I wish there was a more neutrally colored. These all are very strong like colors. I have this red tomatoey one, gorgeous, this peachy one, and this pinky one. They're all gorgeous, but they are very bright, and sometimes I do like a more muted wearable blush. Not that these aren't wearable, but I just like something a little more muted than this usually, so that's why I haven't been reaching for them as much as this, though again I do like this formula just a hair better. So I hope they'll continue to come out with these and come out with more neutral muted shades, but the formula is absolutely phenomenal, which is funny because I actually, I'll have to find that after I'm done filming, but it's funny because I actually don't like the bronzer in this same formula, the Putty bronzer. I don't find that really good, but I do really, really like the blushes. And then finally, some powder blushes. This is again a newer addition to my collection, but I've used it a ton since I've got it, so I do feel confident including it in this video, and that is the Roxy Revolution Blush Burst Palette. I have had this on my wish list for a while now, and then when I got her Cosy Vibes palette and really liked it, I liked it so much that I was like, I'm interested in her other collaborations as well, and I finally picked this up because I was just in the mood to try a blush palette. I've never had a full blush palette before. I didn't know how much I would use it, but for some reason, I just kept thinking, you know, I would really like to reach for a blush palette today. I think that would be nice to have. And I continued thinking that for several times doing my makeup, so I was like, okay, I'm gonna take the plunge. I'm gonna buy that Roxy Revolution blush palette, and I am so glad I did. I think the color selection in this is absolutely beautiful. I have this peachy shade here layered on top of the Colourpop one today, and I just think it's really, really nice to just have the options, to have different options all in one place that I can just reach for and be like, what am I feeling today? I can swatch them next to each other and be like, huh, what do I think will match most with the eye look and all of that? So it's just convenient. It's just convenient, and the formula is nice. This isn't one of those formulas that has anything that makes me go, oh my gosh, wow, new favorite blush formula. There's nothing extraordinary about this formula, but there's nothing bad either. It's just a really solid blush formula. It's not my favorite blush formula, but it's still really good. I'm not saying that as like, oh, it's not my favorite, but like, it's not the top of the top, but it's just solid, and that is fine. And the fact that it offers the convenience of a blush palette, and I found myself very attracted to using a blush palette, very happy with this purchase, very glad it's in my collection, and it has moved into my everyday makeup basket that I grab and take to wherever I'm going to do my makeup. So I don't have any bronzers to talk about because I've pretty much just been sticking to the bronzers that I discovered last year, but I do have a highlighter to talk about, and that is another Revolution product. It is the Soph X Revolution Glow Duo in Sugar Frosting. She does have multiple of these for different skin tones. This is the lightest, and it is stunning. I love so many of Revolution's highlighters, but this one in particular is my favorite. I really like mixing the two because you have a brighter one here that's a little more intense, a little more bam type of highlight, and this one is just a little more subtle. It's not a subtle highlighter, but it's just more subtle than this one, and together I find they just look really, really beautiful. I have them mixed on my cheek today. It's smooth. It's a very wearable champagne-y color. A very affordable little duo. I love drugstore makeup, and it's just exactly the kind of highlighter I go for. It kinda has replaced my Kylie Ice Me Out highlighter. This one has been my favorite for a long time. I still love that Revlon one too, but as far as like my top favorite, I just like this because it's more bam than that Revlon one. But since I'm not buying from Kylie anymore, I was trying to find a replacement for this, sort of a dupe for this, and this shade is not an exact dupe, but it is smooth and pigmented and just as bam as this one. So if slash when I do run out of this one, because I do have significant pan in there, then I will just switch and continue using this one. So I'm very happy that I found a pretty solid dupe for this. And I also just love Soph. She is a wonderful YouTuber. If you haven't checked out her channel, you should. And now moving on to eyes, I only have one non-eyeshadow palette product in this category, and that is the NYX Jumbo Eye Pencil in the shade Milk. I know this has been a favorite for a lot of people for a long time. It pretty much goes viral, I'd say, on like a yearly, if not every other year basis, but I think it's like every year, once a year, this thing goes viral. And I finally bought it, and I can see why. I can see why it goes viral so much. It is so good. I love a white waterline. It's what I'm wearing today. It's what I've been wearing pretty much every day since I've gotten it, because a white waterline is just my go-to. And it's like, now that I have this, why would I use anything else? Because this is the best. It's affordable. It's just a really good pencil. I really like it. It is a nice face highlight too, weirdly enough, and a nice inner corner highlight. So it's a really great multi-function product, which I love, but for what it is intended for as a waterline eyeliner, phenomenal. Best I've ever tried. I cannot recommend this enough. And now for probably the most exciting category, eyeshadow palettes. I do have one honorable mention because I got the Natasha Denona Retro palette as an early Christmas gift from my best friend. I really love this. I think it's phenomenal, but I've only used it once. So I can't be like, hey, best of the year, when I've literally only used it one time. But that one time, it was pretty great, and I think it would be on this list had I had it longer. So that's why I'm giving this an honorable mention. I think the formula in this is way better than the Natasha Denona palette I tried before, the Safari palette. That one was just mediocre at best. This one is good, and I am very excited to play with it more, and it's my WandaVision palette. I love it so much, and it was a very sweet Christmas gift. But the rest of the palettes I have tried several times, way more than once, and just have really loved them all year since I've gotten them. The first one is the Roxxsaurus Cosy Vibes palette. This was pretty early in the year. Like, I think this came out in either January or February, late January, early February, sometime in there, this palette came out. And I loved it then. I kind of put it away during spring and summer because it's cozy vibes. It gives me more like wintry feelings. But then when fall rolled around and it was starting to get cold again and I wanted more cozy vibes, I pulled this out again, and it is just such a phenomenal go-to neutral palette for me. I love that all of these shimmers are very light toned. I like a light airy look, but since I am so fair, the shimmers in a lot of palettes, even the more mid-toned ones, tend to look a little darker than I would typically like. So this is great for that. I think the quality is really good. I know Revolution isn't for everyone, but I really like it, and I am so glad I have this palette, and it has stopped me from buying a lot of pinky tone neutral palettes over the course of the year because those have been really popular. The next two I'm kind of counting together, the BH Dance Remix palettes. I got these from different people for my birthday, but I absolutely adore them. This BH formula is one of my new favorite formulas. Top 3 formulas, up there with Alien Cosmetics and Kaleidos for me. It is just so good. It is not good for the price. It is not, oh yeah, it's a good drugstore shadow. It is just good. Like I said, one of my favorite eyeshadow formulas now. This palette in particular, between the two, this one is my favorite. This is my favorite BH palette that I own. I just love this mix of neutrals and pastels. Again, all these shimmers have a frostiness to them, a lightness that I really like for my makeup aesthetics. So I've had a lot of fun with this and really been enjoying this. The formula, the packaging, the shade choice, just BH has been an absolute favorite this whole year. But these two BH palettes in particular are my favorites. I think this series is just stunning. Gorgeous. Love it so much. And finally, this is a newer palette to my collection, but I've used it several times already, so I'm comfortable putting it in this video, while the Natasha Denona one, I was like, honorable mention. And that is the Colourpop Roaring Hearts palette. This is my dream neutral palette. I think it is absolute perfection. I love the theming. I love the shades. I love that they're not too warm, not too cool. They're like true neutrals with a little bit of yellow to them. Like I said earlier in this video, I love yellows in makeup and golds, and this is what I'm wearing today. It pairs so well with that pretty yellow lipstick. I really liked this look the first time I did it, and I was like, I have to recreate that for on camera. And since it involved so many of the products that I wanted to talk about today, this is what I did, and this is what I used to do it. It's just so good. And I haven't bought a lot of Colourpop this year. I think besides this order, the only other Colourpop thing I ordered this year, I did order the blush sticks, but as far as eyeshadow palettes goes, besides this and the Rudolph one, I only ordered the Kathleen Light So Jaded. So it's been a minute since I've tried Colourpop's formula, and they seem to have stepped up their formula since last year, since I last tried them. I love my Colourpop palettes from previous years, but this one is just, it's just a little elevated. It's just a little more. It blends just a little easier, and the shimmers in this palette, this shimmer and this shimmer, they feel kind of dry to the touch. They don't swatch well. So when I first got this palette, I was like, oh no, like, is this a dud from Colourpop? Like, was this not as good quality as their other palettes? But those shimmers, even though they don't swatch well, on the lid, they are so pretty. This one, Nightlife, is what I'm wearing today, and it just has this really dimensional sparkle to it that I love. I think it's super pretty, even prettier than Colourpop shimmers in the past, which again, I've never had a problem with. This is just another step up, and I love this palette so freaking much. It's gorgeous. It's gorgeous. It's perfection. I'm going to get so much use out of this because, like I said, my dream neutral palette, and I am a neutral lover. There are so many looks with this, and I'm just so excited to play with it more. Pretty much every day since I've gotten it, I've been like, ooh, I want to pick that up. I want to pick that up and use that and do more looks with that because it is so freaking pretty. There we go. That is the best makeup I tried in 2021. Please let me know your thoughts down in the comments. Have you tried any of these products? Do you agree with me? Do you disagree with me? What are those things that you absolutely loved that you tried this year? I would love to know. Again, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you all next time.